I volunteered as a police officer on weekends while working full-time at a mental health facility. One evening, I arrested a man who had assaulted someone outside a nightclub. A few months later, I received an official court summons. As the arresting officer, I was legally required to testify. I handed the court notice to my manager 6 weeks in advance. She barely looked at it. "We're already short-staffed," she said. "You'll have to swap shifts." I explained that this wasn't a vacation request. It was a court order. She shrugged and told me everyone had problems and that if I didn't show up for work, she'd mark me as absent. I even showed her the company's policy stating employees must be released for court appearances. She pushed the paper back across the desk and said, "Policies don't run this department, I do." I stopped arguing. The morning of the trial arrived. I went to work exactly as scheduled. About an hour into my shift, my phone rang. It was the prosecutor. "Where are you?" "The judge is waiting." I calmly explained that my manager had refused to let me leave. The prosecutor paused for a second. Then he simply said, "Stay where you are." About 45 minutes later, 2 uniformed police officers walked into the hospital. They asked to speak with my manager. She confidently walked over, assuming it was about a patient. Instead, one of the officers handed her a document and explained that the court had issued an order requiring my immediate attendance. The judge wasn't happy. In front of the entire nursing station, my manager was told that interfering with a subpoenaed witness could place her in contempt of court. Her face went completely pale. She turned toward me and quietly said, "You can go." One of the officers smiled and replied, "He's not leaving alone. We're escorting him to court." The entire hallway watched as I walked out with 2 police officers, not in handcuffs, but because the court had personally sent them to collect me. When we arrived, the judge apologized for the delay and thanked me for appearing. Despite what had happened, after I testified, the prosecutor asked if my employer had known about the summons. I handed him copies of every email I'd sent. 2 weeks later, HR called me into a meeting. My manager had received formal disciplinary action for violating company policy and nearly obstructing a court proceeding. She never apologized. She simply stopped pretending the rules only applied to everyone else. That experience taught me something I'll never forget. Some managers think they have the final word until a judge decides otherwise.